facts. Okay, question
Earl has
number
been
one.
there before.
To start this thing off, I want to know. I heard you like snow bunnies.
Oh,
We are not live.
We are not.
100% live.
No
Do
way.
you not look at the
Wow.
No way.
Listen,
No, I'm not missing.
That's one way to start it off.
Bro, we are not live, bro.
I'm just telling you what happened.
I don't think it's true.
Yeah, we not live, bro. We can't drink.
No, he definitely lied though.
Bro,
Yeah.
we
We're for
can't.
sure live in 4K.
We can't do
If you
this.
didn't brush your teeth, I promise you will know.
We can't do this, bro. There's no way.
You can plead the fifth still.
Yeah, I plead the fifth.
Okay, that's
There
a
we
great
go.
response. Summer 2007. This is the year after freshman year in college. Everyone comes back. The boys go off to school. You know, the usual typical, let's do 7-on-7, let's work out. Let's meet at the 910 campus. Let's get some reps in.
We did that.
We did that. This particular day absolutely changed my life. We lifting weights. We have a good time. Kevin's there. You had the Mustang at the time, if I'm not mistaken.
The blue Mustang,
You
yeah.
had the blue Mustang.
Of course, man. Come on.
I
Lady
said,
Blue.
I'm a fan of this guy.
Lady Blue.
Everybody's there. Erica's there. Pooh Man is there. It's like the most random people who graduated the year before. We all went to college and we come back. One guy's not there. The guy from UT.
Hollywood.
But they said he's coming. Like Dion. I'll
He
never
coming
forget
in
this
limo?
day. I haven't seen this guy since me, you, and this guy did a TV show. Do you remember when we went up to the television station, like Channel 2?
Yes.
It was super random. Us
Very
three, they
random.
wanted to talk about college.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. And they told me, I had a white tee on, and I'll never forget, they told me, hey, you got a little stain on there. We can see it under the lights. Is there any way you can put on a jacket? Where am I going to get a jacket from? I'm wearing some random dude from Fort Bend's jacket, hoodie.
Yeah.
So he was going
I
to,
remember that.
where was he going? Like,
I don't know where he was going to school, but I do remember that.
A&M. He was going to Texas Tech or something like that. So I'm wearing some random dude's jacket. Anyways, this is the last time I see the cornerback from UT. A year. I'm at Texas State University, Harvard of the South, to some people. I keep hearing stories about, you went to North Shore? Do you know Chykie Brown? Yeah, I know him. I mean, we were teammates. Chykie Brown of Jester Hall?
Jester?
Not really sure what that means, but be my guest. I'm hearing all these stories about this Chykie Brown guy. So this is my first time to actually see him in person after a year of college. But he's not there yet. Lo and behold, look who shows up, and he's walking down from on the 19th campus. He's walking from the parking lot all the way down to the track in some designer jeans. Not gonna say the brand.
Nobody's surprised.
Brand new Air Force Ones. Drip. A shirt I'd never seen before. This is back when Ed Hardy was popping. I kind of gave the brand away.
Swag
He
daddy.
gets there, take his clothes off, he's wearing shorts. The man doesn't stretch. Chris, 7-on-7 starts. He doesn't stretch. I'm sitting on the sideline, just watching. I'm not about to get out there and get no snaps. What am I gonna do? All-time center? Absolutely not.
That's a roll, though.
He doesn't stretch. Goes straight into playing cornerback, bro. Straight into the game. I'll never forget. His phone rings. Flip phones. Hey, Jamal, what up? No. You know what? Right now? Walks out of 7-on-7. He just got there late, bro. First of all, who carries their phone in their pocket on 7-on-7?
Big shorts, too.
The big shorts. Answers the phone. What's up, Jamal? Oh, right now? All right, gotta go. The man picks up his clothes and says, I'm getting out of here. And I'm just like, I'm trying to talk to him. I ain't seen this guy in a year. What's up, bro?
It's a wrap.
Because everybody else was already lifting weights. Earl's not there. No. And in case y'all didn't watch the last episodes, Earl started as a true freshman. He's not coming back for no workouts with no Mustangs.
No.
He's Weapon X.
No.
He's Weapon X.
Yeah.
This guy's running all of Tucson at this point. Chykie answers the phone. He hangs up the phone. And I was just like, Chykie, are you leaving? And he's just like, out of here.
Gone.
That's all he said. Out of here. And I was trying to ask him, like, hey, bro, I heard you got a lot of perks in Austin or anything like that. Like, what you driving? I will never forget this until I die. Because it sent me I was puzzled that day. I've been puzzled for 15 years. I said, Chykie, where are you going? are you like gonna drive right now, bro? Like you just got here. Did you get dropped off? He looked at me with disgust. He looked at me, he was like, drive? We don't drive no more. We got drivers for that.
Chykie Brown.
Chykie said they had limo drivers. This man's 19 years old. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know who I'm talking about the one and only Chykie Brown, a.k.a. The Fashion House.
Yeah.
Welcome to the boys.
What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
What's going on? I'm going to get right into it. So me and Earl have known Chykie for a very long time. I think we met in the 3rd grade. Mm-hmm. And I remember when he came, because he didn't grow up, he wasn't always on the East with us. When he came over from South Park, he came out to school with us, Purple Sage. And I don't even know why. It was like a recess day, so we all got out there and raced. This is what you do, right? And at the time, I was one of the big dogs on campus. I'm like, I don't care who coming. I'm about to... Short-lived. We raced. It was like me, Chykie, Eric, William. I think Chykie and William might have finished like 1st and 2nd, and me and Eric had to race for last. And I'm like, golly, somebody else over here with some speed, man. So you start there is when we met. And then you get up into 7th grade, and now we're all playing football and things like that. I'm not sure, and I kind of want to know how we get from 7th grade. I'm not sure if you even finished that season with us on the football team. And you fast forward X amount of years later, and now you were winning Super Bowls. How do you go from... let me know, what was the first full season you played with us?
Through this, bro.
Either it's middle school or high school. When did you make a full season with us?
You're an anomaly.
I think my first full season probably be... my senior year, bro.
I know it.
Because I know 11th grade is when I played the most, but I missed. I didn't play some games. I got in trouble, but I think my first full season was my senior year.
So look, we got 7th grade. I think it's the midway point. I was somehow on 18, but I never played. And then the midway point comes, and then half the team falls off, or they got in trouble and kicked off 1 or 2. I think he might have been kicked off. I think you were playing corner then as well.
That sounds about right.
Week 4, because that grades come out like week 3. Week 4, I'm starting at cornerback because of you. So that was a little foreshadowing. Thank you for not playing. But yeah, so you go 7th grade. I think you might have been kicked off. 8th grade. Did you even come out?
Nah, they wouldn't let me come on the team. They wouldn't even let me come out there.
Were you playing basketball at the time?
I tried to play basketball. I was on C team. I was trash.
Yeah.
I used to just get a lot of steals.
No way, bro.
Yeah.
I used to get a lot of steals. That's all.
Fast forward freshman year. Did you start? Did you play? Did you even come out for the team? Football.
Yeah. So I came out and I probably made it like 1 game and got kicked off the team.
Sophomore year,
I was on sophomore team. I played a few games. Probably played about 3 games, and then I got in trouble. That's when
that's crazy.
Because my cousin, they know my cousin Alex, so we had like a thing with the 8s. My oldest cousin Alex, he was one of the top corners in Texas, and he had number 8. And it came down to Fred, cousin Fred was number 8. So they knew my family from then. And so my mama she talked to Coach Amon, and I was one of them trouble ones, but they knew I was good, whatever. So so Coach Amon was like, we just I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna keep an eye on him. So he gonna get on the bus and come play he gonna get on the bus and come to the what's the name, the senior high.
Yeah.
So that's when I used to get on the bus with y'all, because I think y'all was on varsity already.
Yeah. Sophomore year?
Yeah, sophomore year. Y'all was on varsity already. I played, then they had me on JV, so I had to get on the bus with them to go over there to the senior high. And so I played maybe like 4 games on the varsity team. I mean JV. I had some good games, and then that's when for playoffs they brought me up to varsity
As a sophomore.
As a sophomore, and ever since then, they Coach Amon made sure I just I was around them, because I was hell.
But
I was hell.
We're missing a year. We still got junior year.
Right.
I'm not sure if you played the full junior season either.
Right. Yeah.
Go into that a little bit, because that junior season affected me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you know how.
Junior season, Honestly, let me see. I can count the Dobie game.
That's 1.
I can count the Westfield game
2.
that was in the playoffs. I can count the Pearland game that was in the playoffs.
3.
I'm trying to see, was Deer Park? Deer Park maybe been our senior year. We played them out there.
Maybe so.
I think because I didn't play Deer Park. So the Woodlands, our junior year.
Uh-huh. I was at home. That's a short list.
That's probably about it.
That's a short list to end up in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
that's a short list for a junior year.
For a full ride scholarship to
For a full ride to UT, that's a short list. So that junior year season.
Probably about 4 or 5 games, yo.
My mind is blown right now. How you go from Woodlands was the first game of the season, was it? First or second?
Woodlands was like second, something like that.
Woodlands was second
How
game.
you go from the Woodlands all the way to Dobie's like number 9 or 8?
I'll tell you how. We're gonna fast forward senior year soon, but. So that's junior year. Now we're gonna go into that senior year.
I had to pick that
like
game,
spring.
Though.
You did
Yeah.
like spring going into our senior year. Now, or maybe it was like fall campus going to our senior season. He was removed from the team again. This is not a joke. It was him, Eric. I think somebody else. They were all removed from the team. Now they need me to line up at corner just for like looks. This is dead serious. That is when there was a scout from Kansas State, saw me line up at corner. I may have run one play. He goes back and was like, I think they have the best 2 cornerbacks in the state.
What?
I was a quarterback. So that's I'm gonna give him his flowers all day. That's my first thing. Thank you for not playing. Right. For not playing, because after that, K-State called, I got home.
Right.
And they were like, hey, we want to offer you something. I'm like, me, how? I don't even play that position. But I had to line up there. So they assumed, oh, he goes both ways. And that's how you get my very first offer, which brought other offers because he had to miss. So your downfalls, whatever attitude you had, whoever you mouthed off to that day, it's a blessing in disguise.
Right.
That's your first set of flowers. I appreciate you. So now we get to the stardom. Star support in. We spoke about Woodlands. Fast forward to our senior season, we played the Woodlands at the Woodlands, which is probably, I would say, a breakout game for you. How many did you have? How many interceptions did you have?
I had 3. I had 3 picks.
In one game?
In one game, yeah.
At the Woodlands.
Yeah. And think about it, it was like the game of the week.
It was.
In Texas, because we was number 1 and they was number 2. I think like we was both top, we was like
top 5.
Yeah, we was top 5. I think it was like, because both of us top 5, and they had a lot of guys that was going. They had some scholarships too.
Yeah,
and we did too. So they wanted to see how they game, how we match up and all that. And it was a big matchup they wanted to see with me and holding what's the name, Kyle Drayback.
Yeah,
Drayback. Yeah. So yeah, he was the receiver. He was going to what's the name, LSU. He had a scholarship to LSU. Receiver. Yeah. So
played baseball too.
Right, he played baseball too.
Right.
He played baseball too, but he was a receiver at Woodlands. Yeah, so they wanted to see that matchup, and then come to find out, what's the name was in the press box?
Who?
Pete Carroll. It was Pete Carroll and what's the name?
At the Woodlands game?
Yeah, what's the linebacker that was for the? He was the linebacker coaching at Seattle. The Junior, Ken Norton Jr.
Yes,
Ken Norton Jr.
Ken Norton Jr.
He was their scout. He was a scout. He was the guy that came and scouted me, and but they was at that game.
Woodlands.
And after the game, Coach Walker is the one.
Joe Walker.
Yeah, he the one pointed at the press box, and I saw him, up there like you had a hell of a game. You did your,
you picked your data to have 3 interceptions.
The perfect game to come to.
Yes.
Yeah, and think about it, I never it's like that's all they need to see. After that, they didn't really just come and meet, shake my hand, come
At
talk.
the time, it was different. Yeah, it was different.
They just,
more rules.
they came to that game. I didn't even know they was there.
Yeah.
I did my thing. They was like, that's all I need to see. Next thing you know, they was all in on me.
So look, I've heard another story that involves those Trojans. Walk me through when you had committed to UT. How does this go?
So UT I committed to, and one thing about UT with Coach Brown, he don't like, once you commit to it, he don't like Yeah, like
decommitting and going somewhere
like
else.
he don't even like it ain't even about decommitting. It's about like he don't want you taking no other visits because he like you committed to us. Like we trust you. We have a little relationship with you. So I don't want you going around looking at other people. So I was about to take my visit. It was time to take your visits and all that. So I had SC on there. I had LSU. I also had Miami. And I was gonna go to what's the name, V-Tech at the time, and I had those on my list to go take my visits. And what's the name? So what's the name? I get ready to go to the airport, USC. They recruited out of Texas. It was me, Michael Goodson, and Sergio Kendall, and all of us was taking our visit that week to what's
all the
name?
USC,
all going to USC.
If y'all don't know this, USC had a Pete Carroll at the time had like a saying. He was like, "I'm not recruiting you out of any other state unless you come here to play."
Right.
Like California's big enough.
Right.
If I'm gonna go to Texas,
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna go
come play
to
right
Florida,
away.
you coming here to play
Right away, yeah.
Go ahead, yeah.
Yeah, so we was all supposed to take our visit, and they get ready at the school in the morning. They was ready to take me, to the airport.
Yeah.
I'm getting ready to go to the airport to fly out, and I get a call from 512 number. That's an Austin number. I get a call, and that's Coach Brown called me and was like, hey, bud, how you doing?
Bud?
I said, hey, Coach, what's up? What's going on? He's like, yes, just didn't want to, ruin your day or whatever, but, you got a commitment to us and all that. I'm like, what you talking about, Coach? He said, yeah, well, we know you on the way to, going to visit USC. So we like, how? What?
There's no secrets.
I'm like, yeah, I can't, I can't lie. I'm like, yeah, I'm on, wait to the airport. So he was like, well, we that's not something that we do. Like you commit to us. We hold you to that. So that's after that. I didn't get a chance to take my,
Did you go?
I didn't get a chance to go.
Hold on, no.
I didn't get a chance to go.
But you were in the airport.
No, I was on the way to the airport.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was on the way to the airport. I didn't get a chance to go.
Did you know this story?
I heard. I remember. I remember. If you still looking, we still looking.
So
That was a common thing.
That
I was
was
saying.
the culture.
If you
That
were
was
still
the
looking, we were
culture
still
for
looking.
sure.
yeah, pretty much.
They were anti.
Right. So I didn't. The story I heard about that how that weekend went in what's his name? Because Sergio ended up being up. They got him on because he was in the AAU
Who
basketball.
was your college roommate, right?
Yeah, he was my college roommate. Sergio Kim was my
played
college
linebacker.
roommate. Yeah, linebacker.
linebacker.
So he was in basketball. He was playing with AAU basketball, and he was from Dallas. So he had a game out there in LA, AAU basketball, and some kind of way, I guess that's how they got him on his
still
visit.
make the visit.
To make the visit.
He was already committed to UT.
Yeah, he was already committed.
Okay.
So he they end up having him in his own hotel room, all that, his family, everything, hotel room and all that.
Oh my goodness.
So he ended up telling about that story, about
That trip to SC.
man.
It was a good time.
Yeah, like yeah.
It was a good time.
He said,
And you missed it.
I was mad, boy. I was mad.
Hold on, bro. I gotta slow us down a little bit. How do you go from? You just said 4 teams. You said the Woodlands, Dobie,
Yeah.
Pearland,
Maybe Deer Park, he said.
Deer Park was my senior.
and now you're talking about
Woodlands,
being
yeah.
on the way to UT. I mean, being on the way to airport, committed to UT,
Yes.
About to go visit USC.
on the way to LA with a call from Mac Brown, arguably one of the greatest coaches in the world at that time, for a decade and a half, maybe at the time. So let's just pause real quick with senior year. What is going through your mind, sir? First of all, when did UT first reach out, and when did you say, like, this is where I'm going? Because real time, if we going back in history, I feel like maybe, Kevin, you saw it coming. I didn't have a clue.
Yeah.
I remember being like, Chykie did what? Yeah. This is a real story. They said, like, it was like over the weekend, I got hurt at the Woodlands. I got hurt on the very first play of the game, and I thought I tore my ACL, MCL, everything. It was crazy. And I don't know if y'all remember Hurricane Rita happened like 2 weeks later.
It did, yeah.
So then we were dispersed. They said Chykie's committed to UT. Didn't even know Chykie liked football. Earl commits to Arizona on a Monday. And then I found out they take you private. Let's not say that. They gave him like a flight during school to come see the campus.
Yeah.
Comes back. He has a time of his life. I only had the Ole Miss offer. I completely panicked because I wanted Coach Jones to say, let's do a package deal. Let's all go to Mizzou and have a good time with the boys.
Earl messed with the package deal.
No,
But I'm just like, well, I mean, Kevin definitely didn't. I'm sorry, Kevin.
I was trying to go UT.
Weren't we all? I want to go to
Didn't want to go to UT. That's why it was like, bro,
Yeah.
Chykie committed to Texas. What are we talking about? Bro, explain to me, like, if you saying they came to see you at the Woodlands, when did you commit? Because we're talking like a really, really quick turnaround.
Very
Because
fast.
Rita happened like 14 days later,
Yeah.
give or take.
Very fast turnaround.
And he was committed for sure. Because I panicked because I was hurt. And I remember saying, Ed Ogeron, he was the head coach at Ole Miss. I said, I'm coming. I don't need to take a trip. It's cool, whatever.
Thank you.
I'm coming. Because they like, Chykie's going to UT.
I need to go ahead and stamp something.
We need to make this official. Take me through this, bro, because you talking about USC, Virginia Tech, and all this stuff off of 5 games as a
It's kind of
junior?
wild.
Yeah.
Who'd you know?
So, all right. So remember, first off, Kevin, it was me. I think it was like going into our senior year, that little summer of the 11th grade year.
Yeah.
We had the little camp. They had the little camp at U of H. It was a Nike camp at U of H.
We did. Did you
I
go?
went there too.
I went to that.
You
I was,
did.
I was there.
We all
Yes.
rode. We
I
all
went
rode
there.
Miss Phillips or something. We rode with
We packed in somebody's car.
We all went.
I
with
went there. Coach K did not like that.
Yeah,
he
did not like that.
Yeah,
He
they didn't
was
like
hot.
Coach K. It was Coach A. Money didn't like it really.
He was
Yeah.
hot.
He was
So we went
upset.
to it was like a little Nike camp that was at U of H that came in town, and the mamas got together was like let's bring the boys there because
Yeah, let's
they
make
got
it work.
opportunities there because there's gonna be colleges and all that there. Bro, I don't know what happened, but I just went. That's why I took off at that camp.
Okay.
I went berserk. I
forgot about that camp.
I was top 5.
We did 40s. We did
We
everything.
did 40s.
Everything.
We did shuttle. We did high jump, broad
drill.
jump, cone drill.
3-cone, yeah. We did everything.
Bro,
I do remember that.
I made I came top 5, and this is when they started from the Nike combine all the way to whatever they start doing now. But I made it top 3. Well, I made 3 in 3 different things. I made top 5 in 3 different things. I'm talking about in the country. It was the 40, the vertical,
Yeah.
and I think the shuttle, the
I
3
forgot
cone.
about that, yeah.
Right place, right time.
Yeah, so
place, right
yeah,
time.
they was like, "Who is this guy?" We don't even
Hats
know
off
nothing
to
about him. Who is this guy?
to
Like,
Freak of nature, bro.
Yeah.
Hats off to the mothers of North Shore for getting that together.
right? Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, because we was like the coach didn't want us to go.
We're on
they
that
didn't.
turf, right? Indoors?
Yeah, we was
Yes.
indoor on the track
You
and all
were
that.
there, okay.
Yeah, I ran my 40 in my socks.
You had a crazy
I had
vertical
socks.
too, right?
Yeah, I had a 40.
He had a crazy
40. Yeah,
vertical.
I had like a 40 and a half.
He's
I was
always
a
had
41.
Going nuts.
Yeah.
I remember
You
that
ran your
part.
40 in your socks?
Yeah,
He had a crazy
Right.
vertical, bro.
Yeah.
With ease, too. That boy
Yep.
did
Earl, did you test off the charts too or something? What's going on?
I remember.
Earl had this.
I always was fast. I ran my 4.6.
right.
Only thing I remember that was my
At
first
that
time.
size, though.
That was my first time running routes. Like I was as a wide receiver running post routes, and I remember I planted in the ground and the sole of my shoe came off. I was like, "These are my only shoes."
That's what I'm saying. I had no socks because I'm like, I didn't. We came. Honestly, we went unprepared.
Yeah, we did. We didn't know we were getting
Bro,
ourselves into.
Yes.
we didn't know we was getting into like
sure.
People had cleats on.
we came with shoes on, like hooping shoes, Jordans on.
I don't think any of us had cleats there.
Yeah,
didn't know
like
anything.
so our parents just took us there, hey, I want y'all to just come try this camp. I guess they heard about it, and Coach Amon them didn't want us to go, so they was like, we gonna let y'all, we gonna come on. It was a Saturday, man.
Saturday.
That makes sense.
And then after that, I'm talking about maybe a week so after that, bro. I swear to God, my first scholarship, I got a scholarship, Arizona State.
Wow.
Off of that weekend, Arizona State, and Oklahoma State. Those my first 3
How did you
scholarships.
know? Like
of that weekend.
mailed letter?
Hand wrote.
Yes, sir.
Handwritten.
That
Because
was
they
definitely-
tell you it's a difference, like,
There's a
your
difference.
type, but
There
when
is.
they take time out to handwrite you, I had 3 hand wrote letters from them. And what's crazy, UT, Joe Walker the one, I had that letter after that too. He just didn't show it to me until
later.
senior. That's what he came when he came back started coaching. He had it already when he was at UT.
Yeah,
he came when he showed it to me. You know,
See, that was
he was like Coach Brown. It was a handwrote letter. You know, he's like, I'm gonna wait. Cause I don't want you. I guess he wanted to go my head, whatever. But he waited to show me.
That was always what was baffling to me because Joe Walker, I think he was the last person to go to UT from North Shore.
Right.
So like it was just cool because I knew that like it's been a long while. So I was always curious how you felt being like one of the few people to go to UT from North Shore, this prestigious high school, to finally go to UT.
Bro, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Y'all might think I'm lying, but it was because my parents. I wasn't finna go to UT. I didn't want to at first because my parents. You know, my parents, they couldn't afford. I wanted to go to SC. I ain't gonna lie. I wanted to get out of Texas.
Okay.
It's because SC was high at the time. That's when they had
Yes.
Reggie out. That's when they had their run.
Yeah.
They was the like they were
was
hot.
Hollywood. Yeah.
They were hot. LSU had Saban at the time. You know, and I saw every school I had was pretty much was out of the state.
Okay.
I wanted to go, but my mom then was like, you know, we won't be able to afford to come to no games and all that. You know, so they was like, you know, Austin only a 2-hour ride. 2.5-hour ride. So they was like, we can be out there all the time. So I don't regret it, but that pretty much was my, you know.
That's why you chose it.
Yeah, that's the reason why I chose it.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Bro, I want to know. I want to know about the UT stories. What are just a few? You don't have to share everything. I get it, cameras and stuff. But what are a few like big moments, fun moments, crazy moments where you were like, bro, I'm in college playing football at the. I know 2023. A lot of the what is it, Gen A, Gen Z, whatever the young people are right now.
Generations, yeah.
UT is average to them, give or take.
Yeah.
Most of the talk is Georgia and LSU.
They don't know.
Yeah.
They don't know.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, but yeah.
Even to get a letter from UT, not handwritten, just like the generic. Everyone got the stack of letters in their locker.
Yeah.
Hey, we're thinking about you.
Yeah.
Okay, Indiana.
Sure,
I'm not
you are
coming.
Indiana. Yeah.
Okay, UTEP.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yes.
I'm not going.
UT didn't do that back then. They didn't send any like. Hey,
When they came at you, it was real.
it was for real,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
So what was it like? Maybe your freshman year, or just moments, bro, where you ever like, this is insane, or were you just like, nah, I fit here. This is what's up.
I'm gonna say my first experience I really remember on campus like that just blew my mind. Like, dang, I'm really here. Was it was because we had to report early for summer, for summer school and all that.
I didn't do that reporting,
So-
but keep going.
So we got there early, summer school and all that report. So we could like learn our class, like what classes we have, where our dorms at, and we practice the playbook and all that. So all the athletes was on campus, and we we all walking, towards the facility, and we like who this tall lanky dude is right here, like he was like a goofy looking dude, at the time he was like goofy looking dude. Our freshman year in college, like had his little. His Marvel's backpack on up tight and all that, like,
Yeah.
and so we all just, laughing at him and all that. And then, that night we go to the basket. He played basketball. We go to the game. And he dropped like 30, 33 that night, 32. It was Kevin Durant. Ever since then, we knew who he was.
Oh, you're not gonna forget either.
Yeah, we knew, because we didn't know who he was coming out. We didn't know who he was, bro. Coming, somebody out, because, bro.
We didn't follow basketball like that either. So
That's
we
what
don't
I'm
know
saying.
who's great.
Bro.
Yeah.
At UT, football running, no matter what.
Oh, for sure.
No matter what.
Okay, how good you
I
are
don't care who you are. Football is Texas. Football ran UT.
But he's 6'9", Chykie. You can't like.
We
regular.
knew they were basketball guys, how tall they was, because they hung with each other, but we like, who this, this nigga look like, he look funny, he look good and all that. Yeah. So, man, we went to that game that night, and we knew who he was ever since. We knew who he was ever since. Yeah. So that's when that's when I knew. I was like, that's crazy.
He only played 1 year, right?
Huh? Yeah, he played 1 year.
He wasn't done.
Yeah, he played 1 year. Yeah.
Seattle, yeah.
Number 2 overall pick.
Wow.
So I know I have a couple of stories. Like I'm saying, I'm giving flowers today. I got about at least
Flowers.
I'm gonna give 2, but I probably have more. of my connection to UT through him. So first is this. Me and one of my best friends from Mizzou, Spoon, Mizzou always had the latest spring breaks. I don't know why. Like everybody's back in school, and then they let us out. It was horrible. So we were like, what can we do, man? I said, well, I got a friend at UT. He was like, you want to drive to Austin? I'm like, let's go. So we come to Houston for our spring break, and we drive to UT. And he actually lets us stay in his dorm room. I don't know where you even went. We spent the week in his dorm room. Like, I'm in his bed. I don't know. But and then he would go to class, whatever. And then after at night, we would go out. And then he'd go back, do school. And at night, we do it again. We spent like 4 or 5 days there, right? One of those 4 or 5 days, we get together. And we head out, or we're about to head out. And he was like, hey, before we go out, let's go to dinner. There's a Papa Do's off of 35. I'm like, all right. Yep. I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm like, well, is it just going to be us? He was like, no, somebody meeting us there. All right, cool. So we go on to Papa Do's, and we sitting there waiting, and then sure enough, somebody pulls up, Escalade. I think it might have had like the initials in the headrest. It was crazy. And it's back then, I'm like, who is that? You know what I mean? Who came to Papa Do's?
What, A-Rose? Aaron Rose?
Aaron Rose.
Yeah. Well, the Papa Do's. So we eat like kings. It was like something from the mafia. We in the back room, spread, table, chicken, shrimp everywhere. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, man, that's a pretty expensive meal. I'm not sure if I got enough to make it fit. Aaron Ross covers the bill. I'm like, oh, solid dude. All right, so we leave Papa Do's and we drive. I'm not sure you would know where his house was at the time, but we drive somewhere. It felt like it took forever, and we get to his home. And we're just in his house casually. He's in there. They best friends. I guess you've been knowing him. And I'm like, what in the world is going on?
He's just normal.
I'm like, what? He too normal around here, right? Because my only, thought of Aaron Ross is, it's national championship.
Right.
He was the guy. One of those, that secondary team, they were all crazy, but he was one of those 4 who were just crazy. So I kind of sneak up to him in his kitchen and just kind of stand kind of like back to back, but even shoulder to shoulder just to see how tall he was. And I'm like, oh, hold on. Me and him the same height. I can go to the NFL too. I can do it. I can be like Aaron Ross. You know what I mean? But that's because of him.
Right.
Fast forward. Like I said, I don't think even Ross knows the story. Fast forward to Jackson. We playing together. And he was the same guy. The same guy he was at his house to somebody at Mizzou who did not know him. Meet him in Jacksonville. We're playing together.
Yep.
And I'm like, it's the same dude. You look after, pay for meals. He was the same person. Yep. That's another set of flowers for you for even that introduction that kind of sparked the light. Maybe I can play in the NFL.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So that's one story. That's my UT story from you. I got another one. You just wait for it, though. You got to wait. Yeah.
It's a lot. It's a lot where them come from. It's a lot of stories where them come from. Yeah. It's a lot of those.
Talk to me about coming back home when you're at UT. Coming back home every now and then,
Well, I'm gonna say, I'm pretty sure, like, since we can't get in trouble now, since all that,
Can you?
All that, can we?
I want to hear.
I'm saying, since the NIL deals and everything,
cut stuff too.
Yeah. I'm saying, since the NIL deals and all that, the agents and stuff, So I mean, I always had a close relationship with VY, Jamal Charles, and they was those my guy. I remember playing. I first met Jamal when he for Little League football. He was playing for the Port Arthur Junior Bees.
Oh, you know him when he was at PA?
Yeah, for Little League football, because that's when I was in South Park. I played for the Garville and Giants, and we used to go out there to Port Arthur and play them, or they came out here, so we had to go out there. And I always remember him. He used to have that one, because they had they was purple and gold. He used to have that one purple and one gold sock. And I always remember him, And I was playing running back at the time. He was running back, so.
Who was better? Huh? Who was better at tailback back then? Out of you and him?
Don't do it.
I ain't gonna say it, bro, but we used to have a newspaper. We used to have the Pop Warner newspapers.
Okay.
My mama got a lot of them. We was going at it. Me and him was going at it.
Okay.
Yeah, we was going at it. So that's when I first met Jamal. Not knowing I was gonna be in college with him. So I ended up in college. I was cool with him and VY agent connect all us together. We got close through the agent, Major Wright. He from Houston on. I say Major Wright. Major Adams.
Yeah.
Yolanda Adams' brother. That's her brother. So he was the agent for the next level. You know,
didn't know
VY
that.
agent.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when he used to come in town, even though VY was gone, he had Jamal was his next one in line.
Yeah.
So whenever I came to Houston, it carried
was
on.
like that.
I'd be like, hey, Major, I'm on my way to Houston. He was like, all right, well, meet me up here. I meet him either at a restaurant or it was somewhere else. You know, I met him. He made sure I was good for the weekend. He made sure I was good. So I came back and showed my boys love that like Kevin was in town or whoever was in town. I show we linked up.
We had a good time.
Had a good time. Like
Like, bro, man. So a part of that good time, I'm at the house one day. It's about 9:30. I'm about to lay it down. He calls. Like, hey, what you up to? I'm at the house, man. Just probably playing Madden. He was like, you want to go out? I'm like, it's 9:30. I guess.
It's 9:30.
He was like, no, let's go. I'm like, all right, cool. I said, well, I'll start getting ready. He's like, cool, I'll be over there. I'm like, be over there? How? You know what I mean? Because in high school, he didn't have a car. So I'm thinking, are you back home? Did you just find one? What you doing? So he comes up, he puts him on the street. I don't think he even knocked on my door. He called. He was like, come outside. I'm dressed. I get up. I go outside. And at the time, for me, it's like a car out of the future. It's a Range Rover. But the big one, I'm like, who was that? He rolls the window down. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. He in the Range Rover. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So we end up going out that night. And I think it was a white Range Rover. I remember we like being downtown. I remember just feeling like I'm above the world. Off of his coattail, but I'm still above the world. You know what I mean? And I'm like, yo, how? And I'm not sure whose car it was, but whoever he said made me think, if I go to the NFL, I can drive Range Rovers. You know what I mean? That's the third story I have about him. And I want to give you those flowers too, because he kept doing things, made me think, I can make it, or I even want to make it because of what I can attain. I can drive a white Range Rover. What? And mind you, we in Pine Trails, he brought I don't think a Range Rover has ever seen Pine Trails.
Right.
Or Pine Trails ever seen a Range Rover. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. But that was exposure for me. And I appreciate it.
And, so like every time, I mean, it was like, it's just a connection that we, going to UT. That's why I say I don't regret making that decision going to UT because the connections I have now and when I was there, like we still communicate today. All of us still communicate today, and guys show love. Guys show love. Like I'm talking about, they show love. Where I was living like I was in the league. Honestly, somebody like because we didn't make money like that on campus. So it was DBU was a real thing. Like they I don't, for some reason I got closer to them out of all the DBs that I went to UT with. Yeah. I was closer to all the guys that went to the league. I don't know, it was just that relationship. I don't know, but I came to Houston. Anytime I come back to Houston, they shoot me something, make sure I'm good, and I hit my boys like, hey, bro, let's,
He always showed love. I appreciate that.
Let's go out. I show them a good time. I'm like, bro, this is what I'm experiencing. I want y'all to see what I'm experiencing, and
come get a taste.
Yeah, so and they was motivating me. Yeah. The stuff I was seeing, they was motivating me. I'm like, bro, this how it is. I gotta get it. I gotta get there.
I know how close y'all was personally. I know I mentioned it to both of y'all, but I don't know if I told you, Robert. But I remember when they were in where I'm in Arizona. I was with the Dolphins at the time. I go back to school to finish or whatever. Oh. I'm literally like just walking around campus at this point, and then I get a phone call from Chykie. At this point, I hadn't heard from him in years. So like when I saw his name, I was like, oh, it's Chykie. So I'm excited. I answered the phone. He's like, I was like, yo, what's up? He was like, hey, what's up, Earl? I was like, nothing much, man. What's good? He's like, where you at? I said, I'm in Arizona. He said, stop playing with me, bro. Stop messing with me. Why you trying to mess with me, man? And I was like, dog, what are you talking about? And then he's like, we just going back and forth at this point. And I'm like, he thinks it's Earl Thomas. So me and him, we get into it. I'm at the point where I was like, "Yo, who you talking to? Who you talking to?" Like, and then it just got to a point where just like, "Oh, what's up, big girl?" And I was still mad. I was like, "What you mean, big girl?" Like, nah. Yeah, but I knew how close they were, man.
I had both of them names saved under Earl. And after that, as soon as I hung the phone, I saved Earl on the Earl T. And kept on saying Earl. You know, like Earl, because I had both of them saying Earl.
Just put Mitchell on it. Just put Mitchell on it.
Bro, my bad. I was out. I think I was out of some of the time, bro. I'm like, bro, what you mean? I just saw you. She talking about you in Arizona. Stop playing, bro.
Earl about to fire UT and beat him up, man.
Yeah, I didn't even know I called her, bro. I didn't know like it was this Earl I called. I thought she got my bad. I'm like, hey.
Earl was so excited to see Chykie.
Yeah,
I know, I'm so excited.
Oh my God.
We go.
The Range Rover. God, my dog Chykie the third grade.
Hey, Chykie.
He was excited.
Yeah, I was like, bro, I really thought, I'm like, bro, I did right here playing, bro. Why you playing? He's serious, though. He's serious, though.
Oh, man.
They don't even sound like I'm sure.
Bro, I was probably up. I was probably out of there.
Yeah, probably
I caught it was like nighttime.
It was like
I'm like, bro, where you
like
at? I
1
just saw you. What you mean? You in Arizona?
We just together.
He's like, stop playing.
Stop playing. Lies.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
so like Earl just mentioned, how the connections, and that didn't stop there, I'm sure of it, right? Like it went on through the NFL and whatnot. I want to hear about some of the times with Baltimore. You know, like what we got going on. What was it like? What was it like coming in as the two of the drafted corners, you and I think Jimmy Smith were the drafted corners there, to a team that's an established defense? What's that like, playing with the all-time great and Ray? What's that like?
Bruh, so when I first met him, when I first came in there, and the locker room is when I didn't say nothing to him, it's just I passed by him. And I was like, I kind of like didn't want to walk right next to him, so I like went around. You know what I'm saying? I'm like this, you know, like
Ray Lewis,
you know, somebody like he on Madden and all that, you know. I'm like, bro, this crazy, and it's, you know, he hey Rook, you know, like welcome to the team, you know, type of like, you know, he was cool. It wasn't on no trying to punk me or nothing. It was like, hey, welcome to the team, you know. We expect big from y'all. You know, like the guys that came in our class, bro, it's like everybody played that first year.
Yeah.
It's like everybody played that first year. It's like they wanted you to be a part of it. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Really, I don't want you to, because you know some rookies take time.
Yeah, take a little
before they throw you in there right now. Like, I want to see how you know.
Oh, wow.
Right. And it's with them, it's like, if they don't trust you, it's the players. If the players don't, especially on defense, if they don't trust you, I don't care. Coaches ain't gonna put you out there. I don't care what the coaches say. If we don't trust you, the guys that you gonna go in a battle with, if we don't trust you, we can't trust. You know what I'm saying?
Not putting you out there.
You ain't gonna be out there. We just letting you know.
Yeah, man.
So just that right there, learning how to just come in and build. You know, learning how to be a professional off of. Yeah. You know, like I kind of got that out of college, but that was another level because of, you know, just learning from them. You know, guys that's already like Hall of Famers right now playing. Yeah. You know, and I'm looking at how they approach the game, you know, and at a young age, you know, and how they take it seriously, you know, like walking around with water jugs every day, or, you know, like guys got their own setup at home, like, you know, the same thing they got in the facility.
Just to watch film,
just to watch film. At home, they got the overhead projector, everything set up. You know, at home, taking it seriously like that. Yeah. So that meeting him I'm gonna say he definitely brought confidence in my game, and he definitely, you know, picked my head up a few times when they was down in practice. You know, he kind of, you know, brought me to the side, talked to me, you know, a few things that I was tripping on because, you know, I was still on that
Still having a good time.
downtown Chykie Brown, you know that
Downtown Chykie Brown.
Downtown Chykie Brown.
I was still on that, you know, on that Austin. I was still on that Austin stuff. So, you know, me with him and also Ed Reed at the same. You know, he was the one that I was closer to because he was in the room with me. He was a DB, you know, and Coach had my locker next to his, right next to his.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. And one thing about him, so in the locker room, it's where the guys that's already established, like the rich guys, whatever they call it, the gated community. So it's like the lockers where all the, you know, the guys that's making the money, all that. So it's like the gated community. So you can't get in the gated community unless your name on the list or whatever, or you know, somebody invite you in. So they had the guys.
You can't walk over there?
You can, but you can't stay for life. You ain't just finna hang around there. You know, somebody
It's a tax bracket.
Yeah, so it was crazy. Ed didn't want to be over there. Ed was like, so it had the practice squad, the guys that was trying to make the team was in the middle, and the guys that was drafted was, you know, they had us closer towards the end of the locker room by the restroom and all that, and Ed locker was right there by the close. So it's the door out, the exit door was his locker, then mine, and then the DBs all the way to we go all the way down to the other positions.
Yeah.
I'm asking Ed, you know, why are you
next to me?
Why are you next to me? With you know somebody he was like, Chuck, bro, he said at the time he was 10 years already, because 10 at the time. He was already 10 years in. He was like, Chuck, bro, I've been he said, I just seen so many guys. I see them one day, they gone the next day. I see so many guys come in and out of here. You know, all the years I've been here. And he was like, by me being next to this door, it showed me how close I am to being out.
Oh, wow.
I could be the next one gone. So that makes me come to work and grind every day, because, you know, all the people I see coming in and out of here, you know, he say, so I never forget that. I could be the next one out the door.
I'm right by the door.
So I'm right here next to the door, by the exit sign, you know, on the way out.
Man,
so that right there, I'm sitting next to that every day.
Yeah.
And I'm learning, I'm just looking bro, that's different. It's different, dog. It's different. And just having that experience coming to that, it's different, bro. It's just, when they say play like a Raven, it's a Raven way, that's just real. It's real.
At the top of his game, though.
Yeah.
So we're not talking
this is real Ed Reed.
Yeah.
This is like
I think he won Defensive Player of the Year the year before. Was it 2010 or 2009, something like that? He won Defensive Player of the Year.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Earl, what about you? What about some of your welcome to the league moments? You know what I mean? Especially coming back home.
One of my welcome to the NFL moments, I think the Texans, they were a very young team. So it was like there's like so much history yet to be made. And I think for me, seeing D'Amico, he was the captain of the defense, and he is like just the leader around the locker room. And I remember after my rookie year, we actually had the lockout. We had a lockout where we weren't allowed. Yeah. And somehow we had a new defensive coordinator, and Wade Phillips. He was able to give D'Amico the playbook, and we were all at Rice University. Everybody on the defense around one binder, going around one sheet. No. And 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 D'Amico was trying his best to instruct everybody on what to do, and that's when I knew that he was going to be a coach. But that was kind of like, the NFL is wild.
Oh, that's crazy.
Just from a business standpoint, and
sure.
And even to your point, Chykie, I got a chance to play with Ed Reed. And and just like you said, he was just a leader, wise beyond his years, and as dynamic as he was, it was crazy to see how humble and how he knew that it was a business. And I think just the fact that people say it's like a business, and it is a business.
No, it's not like it is.
Yeah, it is a business.
That's like the welcome to the NFL moment, because D'Amico ends up getting released the next year. And I'm thinking he's the captain.
How? Yeah, that's
crazy.
He just led everybody.
That's crazy.
Led everybody through a crisis. And then all of a sudden, so at that point, I'm like, if they don't care about him,
that's crazy.
That's a great point.
Yeah, so that was
who am I?
Who am I? So at that point, it's like, I got to work. I got to grind. And yeah.
That's crazy.
That's wild. That's wild.
One of my favorite moments I wanted to mention was when we got to play the Ravens. And
that was my rookie year, 2011.
yeah, your rookie year.
Yep.
So and after the game, met up with Andre Gerard, Corey Redding, and that was just kind of a cool moment. Yeah, a little full circle moment.
Oh, that's crazy.
And these are guys that I've looked up to. Shout out to Andre Gerard. He just got inducted into Colorado Hall of Fame. And that was just a really cool moment for me because I remember staring at their pictures, Corey, and looking at Andre, and just wanted to be, just wondering what it was gonna be like if I made it to the NFL. So got to share that moment with Chykie too, man.
I wish I would have done that with you. Like we talked about this before. I saw Earl twice a year. Never had any picture moments at the end of the games. Never swapped jerseys. Yeah. It's like, I got to see. I only played against you once.
Oh, here you go. Here you go with this one. Oh,
I only played against him once.
Every time.
And I don't know if he remembers this game in particular. But this is our second year in, right?
Every time. I think our first year. That's first year.
Yeah, second
That's
year.
first year.
Okay, yeah.
First
So
year.
it's first year. First year in the league, and we weren't having a good season in Jacksonville. We didn't really have many good seasons, if I'm honest. But they come on down to Jacksonville.
It was a Monday night game. It was
Monday night game. This
yep.
was our only. He probably had Monday night games all year. This was our first Monday night game ever. So we're ready for it. We got all black. We're ready to go.
Yep.
And we play him. And this is why I say, even though he was the highly recruited Chykie Brown, UT, USC, all this and that. Downtown Chykie Brown at the time. This is why I say I'm better than him. Because we played, bro. Jacksonville Jaguars played the Baltimore Ravens Monday Night Football in Jacksonville, and we won the game. It was like 10-7. It was the lowest.
I don't even think that.
It might have been 7-3.
Yeah, it might have been 7. I think it was 7-6, maybe 7-3. It was a low scoring game,
Low scoring game. But we prevailed.
It was a low score. It was all defense.
We prevailed, so I'm better than him.
It was all defense. It was all better than him.
And how that
defense,
works?
bro.
You know what I mean? If you beat somebody, aren't you better than them? That's how it goes. I'm taking it. Okay. So we came down. So I only played against him once. And even after that game, I don't think we might have spoken.
I think after that we played preseason. I think we played y'all in the preseason. Yeah, maybe so. It was in Baltimore. I think so.
We came up there.
It was in Baltimore. It was in Baltimore.
So I regret not having that moment you had with him, Andre, Corey, because like I'm sitting out here like we should have done something after the game.
But it didn't even dawn on either one of us. Corey was the one who was just like, hey, y'all, like,
come on, together. But Corey like that. Corey still do that, bro. He still call and check up, try to see, how you doing, I don't want nothing, just want to see.
Yeah, we should have done that, man. We should have. That's my one regret with both of y'all. It's just not connecting more on the field because it's the grand scheme of our lives. It's a short period of time, man.
Of course.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And to be able to share that with people not like people. Oh yeah, I remember Earl. No, I know Earl.
I know him.
And that's crazy for us to be. And I tell people now, like we had a team where 3 people in the same class ended up in the NFL.
That's exactly what I'm getting ready to ask.
Go for it.
I want to ask every one of y'all for your own unique opinion. To have 3 people from your school, honestly.
Yeah.
What is that, 1% of 1% in general? But we're talking about like a fraction of a percent from Texas, and then a fraction of that from Houston, and a fraction of that from like the same high school.
Yeah.
Do y'all think y'all were thinking more about like the moment? Like I'm thinking about my 16-game schedule right now, and I'm not necessarily thinking about how I'm representing the UT. I'm representing Arizona. I went to North Shore. This is a big deal. I'm putting on for the culture. Or were you just like, what was going on through your head, like those early years where you think, like y'all had to see each other. You just said that, but it was like a quick like, how you doing? Bye.
It was.
Mm-hmm. It was like
everything was moving fast, bro. Everything was moving fast.
So I'd like to know your individual answers. Like, what's going through your mind that early when you see each other on the field in NFL uniforms? And I tell Earl this all the time. This is so normal to y'all, but you gotta understand how many. I'm talking to Chris right now. How many people who play professional sports do you personally know? Have ever knew of?
Maybe 2.
He's an anomaly.
But I coached at North Shore too.
Oh, okay, there you go.
But that's
out the east side.
Yeah.
The average person to know someone who has played a professional sport is so small, it's ridiculous, bro. So y'all have created a norm. This is not normal. And I tell Earl this all the time, like, bro, this is not how it is.
Yeah.
Most people experience life from the stands. They have no clue what it's like to be on the field. If more people hung out on more sidelines during practices, they wouldn't have Twitter fingers. They wouldn't be quick to give their opinion on what the organization should do. That's
true.
You know what the problem with the quarterback is? And They have no relationships. They don't have proximity or relationships to players. Therefore, they just run their mouth. It's crazy. This is not normal, guys. So let me give the flowers before you answer the question. I want to give the flowers to my former teammates for being ridiculously inspirational and influential to people who likely won't come up to you at Target and say, hey, man, you really encouraged me.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
They're likely not going to come up to y'all and say, bro, it was because of you that made me grind harder. So I want to give y'all flowers, bro. We're talking like 1% of 1% of, you can't even put a number on it because it would be like 0.00001. That 3 guys out of the same class, not even the same school, the same class would play professional football. I'm not even talking about the length that you played.
Yeah.
Just the fact that y'all made it, bro. So I want to give y'all flowers.
Thank you.
I think there's a lot of people who are going to watch this. I think there's people who have been following your careers. They follow you on IG. They're never going to send you a DM. They're never going to comment, but you've inspired their life for a long time.
Appreciate you. Yeah.
So real talk, bro. I think salute
Appreciate
to
you. Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Of course,
Appreciate
you know
it.
me. I'm optimistic about the future. It's not just about, oh, you once played, so now you're in the cool club. Let's take that same energy we use for football and build a good life also.
Of course.
But flowers to y'all, bro.
Thank you. Thank you.
The people don't, it's normal to y'all. Y'all texting NFL friends and they're like, what'd you do? Let's go out to eat and all this other stuff. You created such a norm, bro, where 95% of the people in my phone, they don't have a clue about that. And they're giving their opinions online all the time. So here's my question. Your first year playing NFL ball, what was going through your mind when you saw each other? Or were you not even thinking about?
I'll say, not even thinking about it. Never registered to me.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Never registered to me.
I don't think I was like, that's crazy. It didn't hit me until after the fact. Like, I'm like, bro, we made it,
Yeah.
bro. All from
That's
the same
crazy.
school. Like, as you know,
When you
once,
were done playing football
like,
completely?
kinda, yeah, like, I'm
When
like,
I
bro,
finished, yeah.
like, I'm like, bro,
What?
we really made it.
Yeah.
It doesn't hit
Honestly,
you
Just
while you're in it.
living in the moment.
Yeah, like-
Whenever we had like moments to even say like, "Oh, checking with the UT," not surprised. Like Kevin with the Missouri, oh, he got drafted. Like, I'm not surprised. Like, and I think anybody that like got their scholarships, we were just like, yeah, we're not surprised because we put in the work. But yeah, it wasn't until like after the fact where you're just like, wait a minute, we all went to high school at the same time,
That's what I'm
and we
saying.
all made it to the NFL.
It came out the same
kinda-
time.
it's kinda
Elementary
cool.
school.
Yeah, really,
Yeah.
in the same neighborhood.
So like he said, living in the moment, you don't, especially in that moment, like in the NFL, like your head's down a lot. You're going a lot. Now you enjoy it when you can, but for the most part, your head is down. You're working, you're going, and it becomes so normal to you because it's like this is what I do every day. It's not like I was thrown into this. You know what I mean? And like Earl mentioned, like you do work very hard, right? And I think even after the fact, when you realize, oh, I'm grateful for that experience. It's fortunate. I remember when I first got to the NFL, I remember being super excited, but not so much like, oh, it's the NFL. It was just like, I've done the next step. You know, high school ball, you do well. You go to college, you do well. And even then, you're kind of like, we'll see, you know, what happens next, which his story about leaving Arizona and having a shot is wow. I want to hear that one again. But so your head is down and you don't have time to soak it in. It's not time.
I will say I had a moment where it was literally after my last bowl game at Arizona, and I had a full-on panic attack. Like, I didn't know what was about to happen next. And then I had the Eagles call me. The Eagles called me, and I went full panic attack mode because I'm like, the NFL is calling me, and I had no clue that I was like, I had the ability. So I did. That was like probably my one moment, but it wasn't until I went to Philly and I met Andy Reid, and then that's when it all kind of went away. Like I'm in it back. I was back into that.
Exactly.
I'm just living in the moment again.
My moment was probably similar. It's after the combine. Mind you, I saw him at the combine too. And I'm mid. This is a side note. I'm doing like the ball drills at the time, and I hit I'm back pedal, speed turn, catch. Easy. You do it every day. This particular moment, somebody happens to be walking on the sideline at Lucas. Was it Lucas?
Lucas Oil.
Lucas Oil Field in Indy, and I back pedal, speed turn. Somebody says, "Oh, I see you, Rut." I'm like, "Oh, that's Chalk." I don't even know how I saw him. I'm Chalk. I go up for the ball. I drop it. As soon as I drop it, he says, "Oh, damn, Rut." I'm like, "Yo, give me a break, dog. I just hit the drill." You know what I mean? And he killed me. But we talk about like being like realizing then. I think the combine was a little bit of it, but it wasn't until you get that first call. Mm-hmm. For me, I get back and it's after the pro day, and I'm at my house in Mizzou, and the team calls, "Hey, we want to take you to dinner." I'm like, "What?" I think it was Seattle. They want to take me, Blaine, and Alden to dinner, like a steak restaurant in Columbia, Missouri. And I'm like, "Oh, this is crazy." We go to dinner, and after that, it keeps happening, so it becomes normal again. So you talk about normalizing, it's because it never stops. And once you're kind of thrust into it, that is your new reality.
So I'm gonna say my whole little when it hit me that it's reality. I'm good.
Oh, you're
okay.
great.
Okay.
This is
You can hit it
Like-
all good, yeah.
buddy. I got 8 pieces of Instagram posts in my head already. Fantastic.
I
You're
got
doing
you.
great.
But like Earl was saying, and Kevin, like when a team calls you, like my pro, I mean not my pro day, but my draft. I had like a little draft party at my house.
I'll stop by that, yeah.
Yeah, and he on the east side in Pine Trail. So I had some friends like A-Ross, a few guys that I played with at UT came down, showed me some love and all that. And it's I'm gonna say this. I was disappointed because I went so late because of what my draft grade was and what they was telling me.
Yeah.
But also I know I had broke my form
Yeah.
at the end of my senior year, so I missed like I broke it late in the year, so I missed like the last 3 games of the season. And those 3 games was versus some big competition.
Yeah,
some big name guys. And I know that kind of affected me too. And also, like Earl say, it was a lockout that helped me because my surgery, when the teams had took the X-ray on my arm, I still had like a little like a gap between my arm, So I got a plate and 6 screws in there. And I still had like a little gap. So they didn't think I was gonna play my first year. So that hurt my draft status. Cause Texans was the first team that said they was gonna try to if I be around by the second, they're gonna try to get me in the second because I'm a Houston guy and all that, hometown guy. And that's what they told me at the combine. Rick Smith, so that that went on when I had my little draft party. A few, the first round go by, second round, I ain't get no calls, and it's like any little time you see anybody call.
Oh my goodness!
It's like the worst, bro. It's the worst feeling.
Don't even touch my phone.
It's like, bro, anytime anybody call anything, like you think it's somebody and your heart start racing. Like
Text message.
Somebody. So I'm like, so any little number you see, whatever. So, all right, the first day go by, I didn't get dressed. So I'm like, bro, what the hell? I got all these people here, and all this. My mama, they everybody saying it's okay, it's all good. Hey, Ross, like, pick me up and all that. So the second day come, all these rounds go by. Third round, fourth, fifth go by, and I'm like, it was just finna be the 5th round. So I had to go to the little corner store, right there, little stop and go outside the neighborhood. I drove, I went there for my mom and I had to go get some ice and stuff like that. So I left it.
I'm done. Yeah.
And I'm thinking like, bro, this crazy. So in my mind, I'm like, bro. So when I get back in the driveway, I'm sitting in the driveway, I ain't going to the house. I'm sitting in the driveway. I'm just sitting there like, oh, but what I finna do now? That's what I was thinking, like, what I finna do now, bro? Cause I put so much and I wanna make it. So I get a call from the Bengals. It was Cincinnati. They called me first. They had to pick after the Ravens. So they told me, hey, we like the way you play. we saw you went so late, you know, whatever. But we love the way you play. Stay by your phone. You know, Ravens on the clock. After them, we got you. You know, we want you to be a Bengal, all that. So I'm going in the house. I walk in the house. You know, I'm almost finna shed a tear. I walk in the house. I let everybody know, like, man, I finna be a, you know, I just got a phone with Cincy. I finna be a Bengal, all that. Coach Lewis, you know. Next thing you know, on the screen, my name go by Baltimore. My name go by.
Talking to Cincy?
I swear to God. My name go by on the screen. I'm telling everybody I'm finna be a Bengal. My name go by on what's the name?
They taking you back. You're wrong.
So you know somebody. So that's what what's his name? Ozzy called me. Ozzy Deuce. That's one of my. You know, that's my guy. He was the GM. He was the GM at the time. You know, Ozzy was the one that pretty much, drafted me. He one really wanted me. You know, so they was like, man, welcome to Baltimore. Everybody say we sorry you went late, all that, but we see you coming contributing to the team a lot. You know, we like the way you play all that long rangey and all that. So welcome to Baltimore. We can't wait till you get here. And when that happened, like it's like a weight off my shoulder. I can finally calm down, chill now. You know what I'm saying? At first I was like so tensed up about everything. I was just like, anxiety going crazy. I'm like, bro, I'm nervous, panicking and stuff like that. It's like once I finally got that phone call, like, you here now? It's like that. I can finally, my heart just stopped.
Good. Oh, you good? Yeah, it's crazy to me because I had the exact opposite where I was like, I'm fifth, sixth round. I knew it. I was just gonna sit back, chill, watch the first couple of days, and then I did make a list of guys that I thought was gonna go before me, and so like as I was, by the time I got to the second round, I started like scratching those off the list, and then. That's when I called my folks and started telling them to come through. I was like, I might get drafted, but for the most part though, like I was arguing my agent down. He was telling me like, dude, like you ran the fastest 40, you're gonna get drafted in the third round, and I was like, no, I'm not. I was like, that doesn't. No, I'm not.
Look how he said it. Look how he said it.
No, I just told him. I kept. The whole process, I was in denial. When he, like, I always just felt like he was gassing me up, like recruiters do.
Yeah.
So like he was like, "Oh, you're good at this. You can do that. You can do this. You can do that. Like, I think you're gonna get drafted." And I was just like, "Nah, I'm not buying into this." So, but it was a crazy day, like to go through that experience, and I know exactly what you mean when you say like that weight off your shoulders, because you put in a lot of work for the combine. You train from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. for 2 months straight, trying to get in the best condition that you can possibly. You're preparing for interviews, and it's so mentally exhausting that it's that first year in the NFL is the longest year of your life.
Oh yeah. And that rookie wall hit hard. Yeah, that rookie wall hit hard.
Yes, so.
But, bro, that combine, when he say, bro, it's all that pressure on you, bro. It's like you don't understand how much at the combine just by itself, not the draft, not the combine. The first day you get there, you gotta the next morning you gotta give it 4 a.m.
Oh
it's
my
that
God.
4 a.m. You gotta take that drug test. It's that 4 a.m. drug test. It's like, bro, and from there it's like nothing stopped.
Yeah,
no rest. We there for 2 days, 3 days, 2 days.
2 days is some change.
Yeah,
Like that.
Man.
That's the biggest thing. Like when you see on TV, it's not how it goes in real life. It looks glamorous on TV.
Yeah, you seeing what's on camera. You ain't seeing them.
What you see on camera at the combine, that's the last day of events. You've been up since 4 a.m. by the time you get there until you have to start running and testing. Yeah. It's kind of wild. But we were talking about each of y'all had your draft story. I have a personal draft story as well because I went undrafted. So I went to your house. I think it was my day one.
Yeah.
Stopped by just support because I knew. I mean, the reports you read them.
The guy's going.
He's going to be drafted, right?
Sure.
So I stopped by. All right, good to see you. So I go back home, and I end up watching the draft like alone. I think my parents are somewhere else. I'm like, I don't want anybody in here because I'm not sure what's going to happen. Right? Right. So days go on. We're thinking now we're at day 3. I'm like, all right, if it's going to happen, it's going to be today. This is my day, right? And they, I remember when I was at Mizzou, we had two guys from the Rams come in and kind of just talk to us. These are players, and one was one like the number 2 overall pick. He was like an O-lineman. I think he might have played at Baylor or something like that. And they had another guy who came in who was undrafted. He played center, and they're telling us about the draft process. And the guy who went undrafted was like, "Hey, look, I'm telling you guys right now, if a team calls you on draft day, and they're not telling you I'm here to pick you, they're not going to pick you." I was like, "What? What's that mean?" Fast forward to my draft experience. I'm sitting in the house, and it was around the 5th round. Jacksonville actually called. They called and they're like, "Hey, look, we just picked. I don't even know who they picked. We just picked, and we're going to try to make a way to get you within the next 2 rounds. So it's either 6 or 7. And I'm like, dope. Yeah, cool. I'm at this time, I'm believing it. And then I called my agent. I'm like, Jacksonville just called. Have you guys talked to him? They said they're going to try to get me. He was like, yeah, man, that sounds great, but they're out of draft picks. And I'm like, oh, my God, he was right. If they call you on draft day and they're not telling you, hey, we're picking you next, they're not going to pick you. Mm-hmm. What they're doing is trying to set you up so that when you are undrafted, possibly, you choose them. Mm-hmm. Because when you're undrafted, you get to pick where you go. And some people say it's even better if you're a 6-round, 7-round guy to go undrafted, because now you get to look at rosters and say, all right, they have one corner that's established, 3 that aren't. I'm going to go there. I'm going to have a chance to play. So my draft story doesn't have the happy ending, unfortunately, but it was still like, then you had the lockout after that. So I'm like, goodness, now I got to wait even longer to even decide. And now it's kind of up in the air, you know? And then when it does open, that's when, so you guys will know this, but when they open up, like the lockout is over and teams can start calling the undrafted guys, it's like a frenzy. I think my phone was busy all day. Every team was calling like, "We want you, want you, want you," and they're giving you different offers. It's like, you know, here is $10K signing bonus. Here is $20K signing bonus, and then somebody's like, "Well, we'll just guarantee the signing bonus or something like that if we cut you." It's like crazy, and I'm in a whirlwind like, man, who do I decide? And I get a call from my roommate at Mizzou, and he was like, "Hey, look, I need you to choose Jacksonville." And I'm like, we're just roommates. What are you talking about? I'm not listening to you. He was a GA at the time. He'd done playing football, so he's a GA at Mizzou. And he was like, I'm just telling you, pick Jacksonville. And I'm like, why are you telling me this? And he was like, I can't tell you why, but you have to go to Jacksonville. And it worked out. That's the only reason I told him. My college roommate, Dale Howard, called and was like, from a credible source, you have to choose Jacksonville. Wow. Jacksonville offered me the least amount of money, I think. Wow. And I went there. And it worked out. Wow. That's the undrafted side of the draft. Wow. You know?
I ain't never think from that way. Like,
yeah. You get to pick.
Wow.
And it's crazy. Go here, come here.
Wow.
We'll give this. It came down to, I think, Denver and Jacksonville. Denver was offering more money. And I remember getting that call and be like, I got to turn down $20,000. And I turned it down to go to Jacksonville. Wow. For less money.
You had a better chance to play it.
Had a better chance to play at Jacksonville.
Yeah.
So one thing I wanted to, we was talking about the beginning and stuff, and I remember Deion Sanders, he met us at the rookie symposium. He always told us begin with the end in mind. And that was something that I wrote down. That was the first thing I wrote in my notebook, and begin with the end in mind. So I wanted to ask about the end for you both. I wanted to ask, what was the deciding factors for retirement for both of y'all?
So I'll tag it first. Like we both know this. The NFL is usually done with you for most players before you are done with it. That's just the unfortunate reality. Teams stop calling, and then it's like, oh, that's it. So that ends up happening to me. You know, I go to Kansas City and I get cut from Kansas City after I spent my time in Jacksonville. And I might have had a couple workouts with the Falcons after that, and then I think I went up to Detroit. But then the phone kind of starts ringing. So I'm like, all right, I got choices here. I can keep working out, keep telling my agent, hey, keep going. I still want to play. Or I can try to find a way, and the term I like to use is blow out my own candle, because usually they blow it out for you. All right, it's over. So I go and I call my agent. I'm like, hey, look, it's about it for me. I want to be the one that says I'm done. And he was like, well, Canada's calling. And I'm like, all right, cool. I go to Canada. So I go up to Toronto, and I'm with the Argos for like the last 2 or 3 months of their season. And the end was them asking me to come back and me saying, no, I'm okay.
Right.
That was a way for me to say I blew out my own candle. Because it was, unfortunate, but it was taken. The NFL, it was taken from me. I didn't want to stop playing, right? And even people ask, now, why'd you retire? And I say things like, oh, I was getting old. It's not the case. Teams stop calling. People who know football, I tell you, well, teams stop calling. That's it, the sign to say you need to find something else. So I go up to Canada, finish the season with them, and then they're like, hey, you coming back next year? I'm like, no, I'm done. That was my way of retiring from something that was kind of taken from me. So
Was that a hard decision though, to say, now I'm done? Did you even think like, well, what if I started in Canada and the phone started ringing again? Or were you like,
no, that
I
was
ain't done.
Those things went through my head. I just got married, and I just kind of felt like life was going on. And I remember being at Mizzou or somewhere and watching guys come back and like working out, but who haven't played in like 3-4 years. And I'm thinking like, I can't be that. I don't want to look like that. No offense, but I just didn't want to have that stigma. Like, man, look at Rut, still trying. Mm-hmm. Teams haven't called it, and it's 2017 now. He ain't played since 2015. What's going on?
All right.
And I didn't want to be that guy, so I never entertained it. Retrospectively, you're right. I could have gone to Canada, gave it a couple years, and maybe NFL teams do call. There were some guys who've come to Canada, and there are guys who I played with in Jacksonville who were cut from Jacksonville my rookie year, go to Canada, and they might have just retired 2 years ago. Like, you can do it, but I just didn't. I didn't like my odds, and I didn't want to be that guy. So that's walking away from it was my way of like taking it back a little bit.
Well, so mine, I'm gonna say, mine was probably 2017 when I was back in Houston. I think it was before or after the draft. I'm trying to see. Texans called me in for a private workout. And back in my mind, I think they were just trying to use a body. Mm-hmm. They were just trying to use a body. Mm-hmm. You know, somebody, but, you know, Rick Smith was back on it, you know, giving me that same whatever. But so I was fresh off my knee. So I had a patella tendon injury that took me out 2016 versus the Ravens back in that was my first game starting for Cincinnati back in Baltimore. No way. So I took my patella tendon, and it was just a freak accident. Nobody touched me or nothing. Mm-hmm. I just made a stop trying to make a tackle, and it went out. And then so that whole time from that happened, and it was after November, so it was going into December. Mm-hmm. So from that time then all the way to, you know, that following before the season started, I was you know, rehabbing and everything. And once my agent said, you know, he told me let him know when I feel like I can, you know, I'm ready to go again. So that's when I finally started getting back on the field, doing my workouts and all that. Then he, you know, he started reaching out to teams, and then he was like the Lions, Texans, you know, Seattle, and who was it? It was somebody else. I can't. I don't know, it might have been the Chargers at the time, San Diego, but it was like you can choose like which one you want to go take. I was like, man, I'm in Houston, right here. I might as well just to see, you know. I'm gonna say I felt good, but I was trash. I ran a slow 40 time, bro. I ran like a 4.6 something. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, for my position, you know, like, and what I'm used to running, I ran a slow time, bro, and it's, you know, like. The doctor said if I would have kept playing, like, I would have to get my knee drained every 3 months or every, you know, few months, whatever, because it'll swell up, you know, and the fluids and everything. And I could tell my knee still, like, today, I still, you know, I can move. I know I could have still been playing, but I know it would have affected me long term. Yeah. And after that, after my agent gave me the report on the Texans, whatever, they say they have me on standby, whatever type of stuff. But I knew I had a bad. I knew I wasn't pleased with what I put out there.
Yeah.
So that's when I pretty much was like, man, I just don't, I don't think I got it no more. Like, that patella tendon in my position is I had a complete rupture. The doctor says that's one of the hardest ones in your position to come back from.
Yeah.
I just know, like, just my back pedaling is just the way I jump and everything, my side to side move. I just didn't have that twitch like I usually have and the speed. And after that workout, I still can play, but I didn't feel myself. I didn't feel, So that's when I was like, bro, I just went ahead and told my agent, like, I think it's my time, man. I think it's my time.
What about you, Earl? Because you had some times you back in,
back
out.
in, back
Let me go back in again.
Yes.
Keep tasting it. Yeah. What about you?
I think
he got some more in him.
I
think he got some more.
He might still. You can still go.
I think he got some more.
Bro,
Not
you
at
were
all.
getting called all pandemic.
Yeah, for sure, man. But I
You see the
was,
takes I've been seeing? You try to tell you can't get no sacks against the Giants?
Yeah, you can do that.
man. I had, I had a similar experience, like, cause that's it's really hard to have that conversation. And that was kind of like the hard moment for me. But I finished in San Francisco, and then I got a call late to join the Seahawks for training camp. And the entire time there, like, I was just Earl the Niner. The 49ers. So, like, every time we watch film, the Niners would come up and they'd be like, fuck you, Earl. So, like, the whole time I'm sitting there just like, man, like, I'm a Niner wearing a Seahawk uniform. Yeah.
You're the enemy.
So, but after I ended up getting released from the Seahawks, I went to Indianapolis, and then I went to Kansas City for workouts. And in my mind, I thought I was going to sign instantly, but that didn't happen. And then the moment that I knew that it was over was I had a conversation with the Kansas City trainer, and he said we worked out, it went good, and he said, you're the healthiest I've seen for somebody who's played this long at your position. And he said, he was like, you married? I was like, nah. He was like, you got kids? I was like, nah. And then he said, man, you've been really focused on football a lot. He didn't realize what he was doing at the time. Yeah. But I'm sitting there thinking, and he's like, well, you'll be able to play with your kids one day. And then after that, they sent me back to Houston, and I texted my agent, and I was like, I'm done. Like,
I want to play the kids one day.
But that was before I came back. And then John Lynch called me after the season was over with. And then I honestly, I got a call from the Texans. They wanted me to do a workout for them, but I was over the workouts.
Right, man. You trying to use his body, bro.
Yeah.
Even to say that, you got to be a certain kind of guy.
And y'all know my position is like, you're the sacrificial lamb. I'm getting double teamed, so I'm beat up.
Yeah.
And but when John called me and he said, he wanted me to come back and join them for the playoffs, and I was still thinking about it. I was like, not gonna go. And then as soon as I got off the phone with him, the Seahawks called me, and they were gonna go play. I believe it might have been Philly or Pittsburgh. It was somewhere cold. I remember that they were gonna play that Friday, and I was like, absolutely not.
I'm not going for that.
The Niners had a bye week.
Absolutely not.
And but when John called me, man, I was in tears, man. I was like, man, don't be messing with me. Don't mess with me right now. Right. And so that was the best thing about it, because I went there with a backpack. I went there with a backpack. I was in the hotel, and I wasn't sure if I was gonna. I didn't know if we were. It was like, it's one game elimination. So I go there, and I'm like, we could lose, and I come right back, and that'd be over with. But I knew that these were my last games, and that was the best part about it. Like you mentioned blowing out your own candle, but it was like each week was my opportunity.
That's crazy.
To blow out my own candle, and I was fine, and I was happy with how it ended, because a lot of people don't get that opportunity.
They don't
to know when it's over for them.
And you got to every week. This is it. Go out there and play. We won. Try again next week.
Yeah.
So I want to ask both of y'all about Super Bowl runs. Super Bowl runs.
Yes.
Oh man.
He talked about being, point one just to make it. It gets a lot smaller than that when you talk about making it and then having I never played in the playoffs. Just to put it out there, never played in the playoffs. You both had Super Bowl runs, and then we get a winner. Give me y'all's time during that Super Bowl run. Start with I want to hear Earl's saying Frank, because you just came back just to make this run.
Yeah, so
And you played too.
Yeah.
Let me give you your flowers. Let's not make it sound like they just brought you back.
No.
The guys, little rotation every now and then.
Yeah.
The man was in on the first series
Like
of arguably
like we need you
one of the
to play.
Yeah.
the first snap.
Well, man, I wish it was I want to say it was like a feel good story, but man, like going into that game, like if I'm being totally honest, it was a whirlwind of emotions and it was a lot of heated energy. Like, and it was, and I'm gonna just keep it real, but like me and the head coach, me and the head coach, like it was a interesting time because I wasn't practicing that week. And then I was like, y'all brought me back for, and then, and so I had a little meeting with the coach, and then I just, I kind of went off the rails a little bit, and it was my first time where it was like Earl's not so much the nice guy that people wasn't really prepared for. But I told him because I signed with the Niners in 2017 and we were not that good. Mm-hmm. And I told him, I said, you reached out to me and said that the difference between the teams you're looking at and us is they don't need you as bad as we do. I said, that's what you said. And now you're telling me that I don't have the opportunity to play in the Super Bowl. So I'll be honest, it was rough going into that game. But then right before that game, that's when they told me that I was going to be able to play. But that's when I knew it was over with. I was like, I'm done with the NFL. Because I brought my family to Miami. I essentially played that game for free because like I'm only playing. You get tickets and stuff. You send it to everybody out there. I got to bring everybody to Miami. I got to put everybody in the hotels and stuff. But so I was, and it was a lot going into that game. Emotions I've never felt. The first 3 weeks, the first one was very happy. I remember being at every snap, just savoring every moment. I was in tears and in my snap, knowing that like these were my last plays.
That's crazy.
I was getting like 8 plays a game, which was awesome. But then unfortunately, we go out there, we unfortunately lose. But I was happy that I got to play. I was glad that I knew that this was my last game. But there were these moments where like you could literally blink and feel where you would be had you won. So like I don't know if like I don't know if like you've ever had a moment like that where like like pivotal moments in your life where if this like where would you be now had you done this? Like where would you be now had you lost this Super Bowl right now?
Yeah,
I think about that all the time.
Yeah. But for me though, I was ultimately I was more happy that my football journey was over, and I was so glad that I got the opportunity to play, and I got to represent my family, my friends, North Shore, everybody because I knew there was a lot of people that was looking up and that was proud of me in that moment. But if I'm being truthfully honest, it was
rocky.
It was rocky. That's the best word to describe it.
So what about yours? I actually went to New Orleans. Like the week before, a lot of NFL players would go to the Super Bowl, to the site. Some would stay. I didn't stay and watch the game, but there are a lot of festivities that week. So I actually went. We had like lunch. Me, your mom, your dad, everybody was there. But what was that run like? That's
So what's crazy about their run is because Ray Lewis got a famous speech. It's a locker room speech. It ain't. I think the cameras maybe caught it, but you could hear his voice talking to us. It was from the year before, my rookie year, when we lost to New England Patriots in the AFC Championship.
Yeah.
It was a game for the Super Bowl, so it was in Foxborough, and on paper, Joe Flacco, our team, we outplayed them. Mm-hmm. It's on paper, you look stat-wise, hey, like how y'all lose this game, so Billy Condiff, this is before they got Justin Tucker. Billy Condiff missed the wide, it was like a 28-yard field goal, maybe 32-yard field goal, maybe.
Tough.
Wide left. It wasn't even close. You know what I'm talking about? And the way we had pressure on them, it was no way we was gonna lose that game. You know what I'm talking about? 'Cause I think we was finna go to overtime.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? And we was just, it's like we was just getting better and better as the game went on. So after that game, that's when if that game we would have won that game, we would have played the Giants in the Super Bowl. So fast forward, that locker room speech, what Ray Lewis said, he was like, "Hey, God don't make mistakes. Everything happens for a reason." He was like, "Joe, pick your head up. You played your butt off. You know what I'm saying? You played your butt off. Like y'all pick your head up."
I've heard that before. Yeah.
He was like, "Y'all." He say next year we're gonna be in the same position. Next year, same place.
That's a viral video.
Yeah, it was.
YouTube.
Yeah, he say we gonna be in the same position next year. Next year was the same position in Foxborough, night game, ALC championship. Same, we asked for the same team and everything. So
That's wild.
but the thing about that whole season was crazy because it was we went through so much adversity and just so much, guys started getting closer and closer. We have a famous, everybody, all my Raven players was on the team. They know what I mean. We had a famous meeting that brought everybody close. It was a team meeting we had that brought. Everybody got respect for Harbaugh more. Harbaugh respect, he got respect for his players more. Like everybody just after that, we locked in and we took off. That probably been like around week 4 or 5. We went out, we came to Houston and played y'all. It was like y'all blew us out. It was Terrell Suggs. So Terrell Suggs to his Achilles. This is he won Defensive Player of the Year my rookie year. He was Defensive Player of the Year my rookie year. That offseason, he tore his Achilles playing basketball.
Yeah, I remember that.
So
Everybody stopped hooping then.
Yeah. So
No more basketball. Yeah.
So we didn't have him like really the first 3 or 4 games of the season. You know what I'm talking about? It was crazy how he came back so fast. Yeah. Our first game having him back was when we went down there. Y'all had that battle red on. It was a week before our bye week. They beat us pretty bad. They beat us bad. And then after that, that's when we had that meeting. We had that famous meeting, and ever since then, we came back. We was locked in. That year, Torrey Smith lost his brother on a motorcycle in a motorcycle crash. Ladarius Well, our starting corner, to his ACL. Let me see. That Ray Lewis to his pec.
Yeah.
Bernard Pollard, our starting safety, he fractured his ribs, so we missed, bro. It's like so much stuff was happening that season, that we had to just,
keep
get
battling.
through. One of the coaches lost I think his dad or something like that. Like, it was like, a lot of stuff was going on. People don't know about that brought us closer together. We was getting stronger. So once, I'm gonna say, the last game of the season, we had a team meeting. Ray Lewis faced, like he was on he sent the video on a meeting. And, he was like, did he send the video? Or I think he surprised everybody and came to the meeting. He actually came to the meeting. And he was out the country he was getting work done. So nobody, after that happened, he was gone for weeks. We thought we were going to miss him for the rest of the season. So we were planning out to play with him. But once we had that team meeting, before the playoffs started, he came in, he was like, hey, he talked to, he's like, hey, I'm letting y'all know this might be my last, it's gonna be my last ride. I'm just letting y'all know, this is my last ride. If I make it back, would y'all promise me y'all sacrifice everything y'all have? Like, y'all sacrifice everything. Well, I'm talking about no going out, no drinking, none of that. We come here, we grind, and we make this run, and we gonna celebrate at the end. He was like, but we had that meeting. He came back that week. We had that wild card. That first week we had Andrew Luck them in Baltimore. That game was his first game back. But when I say that whole little through playoffs, bro, coaches wasn't in the meetings. We watching film with players. Everybody, whoever make the call. Everybody, each play, you see emotion. I'm talking about, that's how locked in we was.
Yeah.
Like secondary, you see something. Hey, switch. Like every time. I'm talking about Ray calling the play out. What you got? You know, everybody, every play. That's how locked in was. I'm talking about we eating together.
That's what it takes.
We eating together. You know, somebody like we eat dinner together. We watch film after practice together. We running extra after practice. We running. You know, somebody gaseous. The deep. You know, somebody we doing it. It's like we got so locked in that run, that first game back when he came out the tunnel, bro. It was a wrap, dog. I'm talking about it was so crazy. Even there, they faint like the coach. They came over close by us to watch him come out because that was his last time coming out. So the whole stadium went crazy. Bro, he had like 22 tackles that game, his first game back. I think he had like 22 tackles that first game back, bro.
That's insane.
That game back, we ran through those like 29 or like 29 or maybe 13, probably like we embarrassed them. Then we went to Denver. But Denver beat us early that year. Mm-hmm. They beat us pretty bad in Baltimore. We had to go out there. It was freezing game. The whole week they said, you know, it was supposed to be 21 to low, whatever. So we preparing whole week, no sleeves on. It's cold in Baltimore. We no sleeves. We getting ready for what we finna go into. We no sleeves and all that. We go there, bro. So, you know, we go there, warm up, we go out warm-ups. It's 9 degrees.
Oh no.
It's 9 degrees warm-ups. I go out there warm-up with no sleeve on. I go out there with everybody with no sleeves on warm-ups. After we got done warm-up, I ran there. I went to get you see me before kickoff. You see me, I had sleeves on. Mm-hmm. I was the only one out there with sleeves on, bro. Yo, was no way I was gonna go out there, bro. It was because, bro, it got so cold. We had no more water. The water was ice. The water bottle was ice in there. Guys' jersey was like, you see ice on their jersey. Yeah. Guys had ice sip on their bro. It was so cold out there. The mud on the ground was ice. It was hard. Mm-hmm. And we went to overtime that game. It got to the negatives. When it got late, it got to the negatives. Bro, it was like we were so locked in. We could tell once we went to overtime, we was like, bro, we got this. We knew we had it because we saw how Peyton Manning, every TV time he ran to the sideline, got his jacket and ran in front of the heater. He wanted to get up out of there. Yeah. Peyton Manning didn't want no more. Mm-hmm. So I'm talking about I was in front of the heater, but the defense wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Like they a team up. You were. Yeah. I made sure I got my heat in, but what I'm saying, it's like we was like, bro, we not finna leave. We not finna lose the game. We didn't come here. We could play all night. We know what we came for. Mm-hmm. We knew we had that when we went to overtime. When Jacoby caught that last pass, we went to overtime. Mm-hmm. It was a wrap. We knew we had because we saw how Peyton Manning, he wanted to get out of there. He was tired of taking hits. He was just throwing the ball away now, and he just wanted to get off the field. Mm-hmm. Once that overtime came, we put that pressure on him. He threw the interception. We knew it was over. Yeah. After that, we got what we asked for. Ray said, "Hey, I told y'all we back. We got what we asked for." Everybody got home. Ice tub, stayed up late watching film. Got home. That whole week we locked in.
That's dope.
Locked in, and went to New England. We got what we asked for. Came in there, we beat the brakes out there, honestly. Yeah. The score says it was close. Like score was 20. It was 20, maybe 28 to 9 or something like that. It looked close, but it was like we beat them bad.
You know who's in control of this game.
At the end of the game, it was all purple in the stadium. Then that Super Bowl came. That's when I didn't embrace it until I'm actually there and we walk into the stadium. Yeah. Like Thursday, well from that following Monday, we got in first and the family didn't get there until Thursday, to that Thursday before the game. Mm-hmm. So we pretty much spent the whole week in New Orleans. Well, the players we got in that Monday, and just the festivities, we all vouched that we ain't gonna go out all that, whatever. So we made sure we in before curfew. Guys would go to the casino and all that, but party and all that, we kept that down until after. But everybody we kept it promised. We went out for dinner, came back to the hotel, went out for dinner. As a defense, the offense did that thing, but we know we had. We all every day we would meet up for dinner, breakfast. We spending time together before the family get there. When the family got there, that's when we started locking in with the family. Get close to the game. It's just that walk through in the stadium. That's when it finally hit you. When you walk in, it's just, damn, we here, bro. That's when it hit you. Like, everything cool leading up to it, but it's like when you walk in the stadium and you see one side of the end zone had 49ers, the other side was Ravens, then it had the Super Bowl trophy in the middle. It was like, bro, it was just that.
This is
I was
crazy.
like, bro, I'm like, bro, it's crazy. Like, it was crazy, but I can't. Words can only explain because it's like you had that feeling when you was there. So that's what I'm saying. It's just like it's that feeling that it's hard to explain. That all this that people work their whole life for. Some people play like Tony Gonzalez played 16, 17 years and never made it to the playoffs.
He
never made it to the playoffs. I think so. He made the playoffs.
He made the playoffs
I think,
in
but
Kansas City.
he never. I don't think he had a playoff win. I think so.
Yeah,
Something like that. But he
yeah.
never made it to the Super Bowl.
Like, it's hard to get to that game.
Yeah, like he played that long, never. Somebody never made it that far. And for me to be like, dog, I came this far from North Shore, kid on the east side to, to UT. I played in the national championship at UT. Somebody like to have that,
You caught all the big games?
Yeah,
State
so I had
championship, national championship, and Super Bowl?
And Super Bowl. So, it was like, it's like when you win it, that bro, it's I can't even explain it, dog. Like, it's hard to explain.
That's crazy. Don't forget Big 12 championship too.
Oh yeah, the Big 12 championship, yeah.
Caught them all.
It's hard to explain, bro. Tell about the flash, camera flash for kickoff.
Oh yeah.
How the camera flash around the whole stadium.
Yeah, what's that like?
Everything about that whole experience. Everything about the whole experience was just like unbelievable. Like just going out there and just seeing celebrities in the stands, like it felt almost neutral, like a crowd, because we in Miami, like we are our game, we had Kansas City Chiefs, then the Rock comes out there and like gives like a whole thing, like what is this?
In the halftime crazy long too.
It was much longer, yeah.
See, we had was it Elite? I think Beyonce performed our halftime show, and we had Alicia Keys sing the anthem on the piano. Yeah. The piano out, yeah. Oh yeah, the light went out. We all think that was some mafia stuff. We think that was some Vegas stuff. Cause we was supposed to blow them out. That game wasn't supposed to be close.
When the lights came back on, Kaepernick did start going off.
But it was crazy. When the lights came on, it was only on their side.
Huh?
Yeah. The stadium, they could see. Like, they was over there warming up, throwing the ball. We couldn't see on our side. Like, that's what I'm saying. Half of just their side.
I didn't remember that.
Bro, on their side it came on. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's why we was like, bro, we was looking like they over there warming up. You know what I'm saying? And when the lights came on, they was out there warming. But we was still, I'm going to say, we was probably out on our side by at least almost 40 minutes where the lights, we couldn't see. Like, we can run, but we couldn't throw.
It was a long time.
Yeah, we couldn't throw the ball at each other. Like we couldn't see like that where guys could catch the ball and stay warm like that. Like, but they was over there. They had a head start for us. So it's like once they came out, the lights came back on. They was on fire. Like they was, they was on fire.
Ready to go, yeah,
because bro, after Vegas had them winning by 3 points, we was winning before when Jacoby ran that kickoff return back fresh out of halftime. He ran the kickoff return back fresh out of halftime. It was 28-3. It was getting out of hand in the third quarter. And after that after he ran that mud back, he walking back to the sideline. That's when all the lights went off. Yeah. And we had to sit down. We sat down for so long, like guys was like,
that's a long time.
You get
40 minutes?
It was a long time. We sat down. We sat down for a long time.
And they come out hot.
They came out on fire. They came out on fire. Like, bro, it's like, they catching everything. Like, they making Kaepernick just, man, they came out on fire. Really, it was like a whole new team came out. Yeah. It was like, no way. We start picking up slow. Like, it was like we didn't start really getting back into our shell until like maybe the last 6-7 minutes of the game. Like, once we start coming back into our shell.
Wow.
But yeah, it came down to where they won. We won by 3 points. Just like, we won by 3 points. Just like Vegas had it.
Golly.
It was supposed to be a blowout, dog. It was supposed to be a blowout.
To hear two people tell NFL stories. I'm sorry, Super Bowl stories in the same room. Yeah. That's wild. That's wild.
What's crazy is to hear the culture behind the scenes, bro. Mm-hmm. I've never heard anybody, Earl included, describe a team culture like that in my life.
It's crazy. And so
I hear how everything is kind of like, hey, we're professionals. And when
It
I see you,
usually
I see
is
you.
that way.
yeah. But that
This
was
is
so
like-
different between. That's why out of all the teams I played for, the Ravens was
That is insanity,
we was the
bro.
like our the chemistry we had together. Like, you know, we had chemistry off the field. So it's like, bro, you know, if I know how you think off the field, when we on the field, I already know.
Bro, that's
what
some
type
high
of-
school type
you know, and
stuff.
people, and
No, it
people
really
don't,
is.
You need it.
Like,
though.
how
You need that though.
you know what I'm saying? If people don't understand the mindset behind it, now it's like it's just like I know he got my back. Like if anything go down, you got to deal with all of us. And you know, I know how he think. I know, you know, I know when they ready to leave. Or I know, you know, just it's just like, you know, like Reed can give us a certain eye or a certain look, you know, or whatever. Or, you know, I know how, you know, I know it because
It's
you know I'm
borderline,
used to
like,
seeing
intimate.
it.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
It's kinda
Yeah,
intimate.
that's
yeah,
like
and you know, it's certain stuff like that people don't see. But like, you know, just off the field, that chemistry you have off the field, it carry over on the field.
that's
You know, it carry over on the
That
field.
was that's one of the biggest differences I recognize in going to the NFL. Like in Mizzou, some of our better runs,
Yeah.
we were really close. I mean, you talk about going to a bar or something, it was freshman through senior all together.
Yeah.
You get to the NFL, it's like,
That's why I say some teams. That's why I say
y'all know I'm flying away this weekend.
Teams, the
Yeah.
teams that you can say it. 49ers, was y'all like that when y'all went to Super Bowl? Did they have like a lot of chemistry, like where y'all hung out off the field?
So I mean, again, I
came back.
I came back, but I could tell how much they've grown. Like when I was there, they were all rookies. Fred Warner, he was number 48. He didn't
know that. That's crazy.
his dreads weren't there. And a lot of those players that I knew they were gonna be dynamic players, but like I had to come there and be like, let's go out to dinner. And
Oh,
then
you had to bring that coach in there.
I had to and I was like, it makes a difference, and they didn't understand. Like we
It
did,
does.
and it was a rough go when I first got there because I'm like, yo, we don't go out to eat, we don't hang out. I don't know what you like. I don't know what you are as a
Yeah.
person. Are you married? Not like,
but it takes that to win.
Bro,
yeah, it takes that type of stuff.
that's
Bro,
wild.
literally, like we had stuff where, like, so for instance, Jacoby Jones and Ed is from New Orleans, so we had it where we got crawfish in the hotel.
Oh, Super Bowl weekend.
Yeah, Super Bowl, like we, you know, they like in the ballroom, they got like a whole table full of seafood and everything.
Nice.
We coming down. We go to Jacoby Jones' mama house. She cook for us. You know, all like we doing stuff like that. Like, you know, one like after every Sunday, like at home games, we'll pick somebody to the house to go to, get a chef to come cook. You know, hang out after the games. You know, and like while we had away games.
Yeah.
Wives and girlfriends got together and watched the game at Jimmy Seafood. So Jimmy Seafood is one of the guys, they do like the tailgates and like, you know, they're real close to the Ravens, you know, with us, the players. So his restaurant, all the wives go watch our games there together. You know, like, so it was like, it was
that
like,
was
bro,
a different team.
Yeah, bro.
Bro,
yeah.
that's
Yeah, we like still today. We still talk to like the equipment managers, the like, you know, the ladies, like we used to call them mama and all that. Like they used to make sure we good. They make sure our parents good. Like, I say one thing about the Ravens, bro. Like it was real, dog. I love the culture because it was like the players. I ain't gonna say the players run the team, but it's players first before coaches. Like, you know, somebody like they you know, somebody, I don't know how it is. Like now, it kind of maybe still is, but I know us. They probably would have got rid of a coach before they got rid of a player. You know, somebody like on that type of stuff because of how, you know, like we run this. You know, somebody like it was times where, you know, Ray had to, you know, Ed be telling, you know, Coach Hobart try to come tell the defense something. Like, nah, we got this.
bro.
Like, you know, somebody because real talk. Like we had 3 D coordinators. We had a safety. We had one in linebacker. We had the D coordinator on the sideline. And it's like times where we'll, you know, we see something we don't like. He'll change the play in the middle, like, you know, in the middle of the call. Now we playing this. We gonna play this. I saw this on film. I saw this on film. We playing this. Yeah, and like, you know, coaches them like they, you know, they didn't do nothing. Like they didn't say nothing about it. Like coaches hung with us, bro. Like. We was so cool, dog. We had a cool playing, dog. Like
that's a ride. That's a year right
it
there.
was cool, dog. Like,
bro, but you also had probably the greatest defensive team, at least top 2. I'm gonna say greatest, but I'll say top 3 greatest defenses ever.
They were real. Y'all had a
Ever,
y'all were pretty stacked.
bro.
Y'all lost to us, but y'all pretty stacked. But y'all pretty stacked, you know what I mean?
It's just, like, I don't know. Well, Vontae, he brung us a lot about how, I ain't gonna lie, he brung a lot to the plane rides and all that, but I'm talking about we had coaches come chill with us. We in the back with the coaches, having drinks with them. We had like, way in the back, we had like a club. It's like a little club.
This is on the plane?
On the plane. so we had the big planes where it's like a kitchen in the, kitchen in the back, but it had a restroom in the middle and the front and in the back. So like on the big old planes. It had like so it's 3 seats on each side, and 3 in the middle. Yeah. So we on them type of planes, and we traveling the whole staff, practice squad, training, media, everybody on the plane. When I say all the way in the back is the kitchen where the stewardess knew, hey, we'll give them the money and they'll go to the liquor store for us, whatever. Cause we knew going away on the plane on the ride back.
Coming home, yeah.
Oh, we having a good time. It was the boom boom room.
Ravens boom boom.
In the back, all the way in the back with the boom boom room. And if you weren't playing, or like we didn't know who you were, you wouldn't get back there. Coaches.
So you got
Like,
the
coach wasn't cool?
you got the gated community in the locker room and the boom boom room on the plane. Where it's
Bro,
restricted access.
But it was cool though. Like we had our own little beat pill. We had the stewardess on there.
The beach bill in the back. It was revolutionary. It was new.
I'm talking about bro. Leach, he kicked out Coach Harbaugh's wife from back there.
They having a good time.
He kicked out whose wife?
Coach Harbaugh's wife.
Came to the boom boom room.
To the boom boom room. She tried to come to the back though. Like I don't know if she tried to go to ritual or what, but she tried to see what was going on.
Yeah.
No, sir.
Leach is like, you can't come back here. Like, bro.
You can't.
No, you can't come
The
back
head
here.
coach's wife.
Yeah.
You don't have access.
You can't come back here. Bro, I'm talking about, bro, we had like, it was that type of, like, we had that type of fun. So that's why, it was so fun on the field.
Mm-hmm.
Because we, the chemistry we had, bro.
No, intentional too, though.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, Chykie, about culture, because you talk about that. Actually, I have a question for everybody. A North Shore, East Side question.
All right.
We had, in my opinion, like a very intense culture. Where like it wasn't so much Coach K and the coaches coaching you, it was the guy beside you who was like, get that in line. Don't walk on the green. Get all your reps. What are you doing here? Like even if you took 2 steps on the green,
you're not
slid
running.
back then. And then here you talk about like Baltimore, the type of culture like, hey, let's ease up on the drinking. Let's stay in. Everybody go to sleep. Are you drinking your water? I've never heard any professional talk about something like that detailed. Everything I've heard is more like, do it on your own time, but do your job. It's all about doing your job. But at North Shore was like, do your job, but we have rules around here too. How do y'all feel like, starting with you, Chykie, how do you feel like North Shore's football culture set you up for success?